The sea always spoke, but only Alara listened. Each evening, when her father lit the great lantern of Race Point, she climbed the winding steps into the tower grown beneath her. From the lantern room, the beam carved the night open, a white blade of safety. Sailors depended on it. Villages depended on it. And Alara depended on the whispers that traveled with it. At first, she thought it was a wind. But one night, leaning against the cold iron railing, she heard it clearly. "Can you hear us?" Alara spun around. The lantern's flame wavered, throwing long shadows. "Who's there?" The voice floated with the light, trembling. "We are the lost. The lighthouse guides us too, but we cannot find home." Alara's skin prickled. The beam didn't just guide ships, it guided souls. The next night, Alara returned. She waited, lantern clutched tight. The voices came again, sharper, more insistent. Shapes shimmered in the light, wisps of smoke turning into figures. An old sailor, his eyes clouded like storm glass. A woman clutching something invisible, cradling it as if it were her child. And a boy barefoot, no older than Alara herself, who clung to the lantern's glow as though afraid of the dark. Her throat tightened. "Why are you here?" The sailor's voice rolled like thunder. "The sea took us before our time." The woman's eyes brimmed with endless sorrow. "We left without saying goodbye." The boy's whisper quavered. "I was afraid." Alara's heart ached. She couldn't turn away. "I'll help you." Somehow. By day, she watched her father polish brass and trim the great wick. He knew nothing of the whispers. The world of the living and the world of the lost were separate, or so he believed. But Alara was already becoming something else. Not just a keeper's daughter, but a keeper of stories. Every night, she returned to the beam. She let the lost speak. She carried their words like treasures. The sailor's regrets of never returning home. The mother's longing for the child she left behind. The boy's silence, broken only by soft sobs. Alara whispered their farewells aloud into the night. She carved names into driftwood and set them adrift. She built small fires on the cliffs and let the smoke carry their messages. And slowly, the voices softened, no longer sharp with pain, but hushed, soothed. The beam seemed brighter for it, stronger. Her own mother had been claimed by the sea years before. Alara remembered her voice, a lullaby sung while the waves lapped at their small cottage walls. That song was the only thing Alara carried of her. One evening, she hummed it to the boy's restless spirit. He stilled, eyes wide, as if the melody stitched courage into him. The woman's tears fell softly that night. The sailor straightened, as though the weight of storms lifted. Alara's lullaby became part of the beam. It wasn't just a light anymore. It was a song of remembrance. The storm arrived without warning. Black clouds smothered the horizon. Waves rose like dark mountains. Wind howled so hard the tower itself trembled. Her father wrestled with the machinery below. "The flame's failing," he shouted. Alara rushed to the lantern room. The beam sputtered, dimmed, nearly died. Panic spread among the voices. "The light! Don't let it go out. We'll be lost forever." Alara's chest tightened. Without the beam, not only ships but the souls themselves would vanish. The boy cried out. The mother wailed. The sailor raged. And Alara understood what the lantern asked of her. She stepped into the center of the lantern room. Rain lashed the glass. Wind screamed through cracks. She closed her eyes and began to sing. Her voice wove into the failing light, strand by strand. It was her mother's lullaby, sung not just to the sea, but into the heart of the storm. The flame flared. The beam blazed gold, sweeping the waves like a blade of fire. Ships turned from the rocks. The storm bent back, but Alara felt her voice unravel, pulled out her throat, and carried into the lantern. The last note broke. She gasped into silence. She could not speak. Days passed. Alara scribbled words in chalk on slate for her father. She smiled at him so he would not worry, though her heart hurt with the emptiness inside her. Yet she did not regret it. The lost had been saved. Ships had survived. And the lighthouse still shone strong. Each night, she climbed to the lantern room. The voices were gone. At least, that's what she thought. Then, one evening, The air shimmered again. Ilara, she froze. The sailor's voice rolled like steady tide. The mother's voice was soft as lullabies. The boy laughed, light as gulls in flight. You gave us your voice. We give it back. Her throat ached, as though the sea itself pressed against it. Then, with a rush like the breaking of a wave, her voice returned. She gasped and laughed and sang all at once. The sound filled the lantern room, richer than ever, layered with the memory of the voices she had carried. The beam shone brighter, steadier, eternal. Ilara stood at the railing, the sea stretching endless below her, and whispered into the night. Every voice matters. Every story must be heard. And the sea, for once, whispered back, not in sorrow, but in song.